Rolling. Good morning. So more project on the 72 C10. Did the mirrors last week. Those are all done. So now we're gonna focus on this carburetor. Let's see if we can get a good shot of the carburetor. There it is. So that's next. So I tried to put a kit on it. As you can see, it's leaking. It's just wore out carburetor, so I'm just gonna replace it. I do plan on replacing this engine eventually. So it runs good, so I'm hesitant to not keep it in here, but I don't like the way these perform. It's a good, reliable little engine, but it doesn't burn tires, and I don't like driving something that's not fun to drive. So anyways, that's there's the mirror I did last week, or the passenger side. That's that little wedge, I guess you could call it, that I've made to make it usable. These trucks have a problem where they're not usable. Alright, so I got this, let's see if I can turn this around so you guys can see. Alright, that works. So, went and bought this Amazon deal. So, it's a little Amazon carburetor. Not going to share the brand yet. I want to make sure that this thing is functional. Make sure I didn't make a mistake and buy something that's useless. It was very affordable. Let's just say it was under $100. I'm not going to share all that detail yet. Let's make sure I didn't make a mistake here. Don't want to give a whole lot of detail and somebody make the same mistake just because they're watching this video. I don't want to give bad advice. Never want to do that. So anyways, very nice, very clean, brand new. One barrel, yes, I'm going with a one barrel. I know I could have done a 2-barrel, but like I said, I'm not too into trying to make this thing into a performance vehicle. Not with that engine, anyways. I do want to make it into a performance vehicle. So let me be clear about that. That is going to be somewhat of a little street hot rod, but not with a 6 in it. It's going to have a V8. I haven't decided if it's a big V8 or a small V8, but it's going to have a V8. Alright, back to the carburetor. So what I'm going to do is try to make this carburetor be as successful as it can be, being that it's probably produced overseas. Everybody probably knows what overseas country this is probably from. It looks fairly well made. I can't say much more than that. You know, function will prove it all. So I'm going to do a quick check over. I'm going to check these bolts, make sure that these bolts are nice and firm. Make sure I don't have any leaking when I plug this in, because you know, chasing a leak afterwards just kind of sucks. So seems to move fairly well. Everything looks good. So I'll get to showing that next. We'll go to remove the old carburetor, and then we'll tighten this one up and then put it on. So here's next. Alright, so here are the tools I plan to use. This is a 1/4 inch socket, socket. So that's the only use for that. So we'll get this guy out there. Come on. It's hard to do this one-handed, but it's working. Ah, good. Didn't get a bunch of fuel over me. So this guy, we're going to use it to disconnect the linkage here. Let's see which link. Oh, actually, I want this back linkage here. So that's the linkage I'm going to pop. There we go. All right. I think carburetor is pretty much. Oh, we got a vacuum line here. Take that vacuum line out of there. Now, take the carburetor off. Uh-oh. Get the wrong one. Yep, that's 9/16. So let me put these up. I'll be right back. Alright, back. I got the right wrench. It is a 9/16. This one comes out pretty easy on the right there, the one towards the right side. Sorry, my finger got in the way. This one comes out fairly easy. This one over here doesn't, because the body of the carburetor gets in the way. So let me turn it. There it goes. Okay, there it is. And we're done. She's out of there. Alright. So set this guy down. Take this apart here. Do a little comparison of what an Amazon carburetor looks like compared to the factory one. Looks like I'm going to take this off too. Take this horn off here. There we go. Alright, there's carburetors. Let's give them some comparison here. There they are. Quite a bit of difference. Of course, one on the left is shiny pretty. The one on the right is old and used. Definitely a different style. That's alright. That's going to work for what we're doing, I hope. Alright, so let me get a chair pulled up here so I can rest my knees and get to tightening some of these bolts. So let's pull that POS out of the way. Let's get this here. So basically I'm just going to go in. I'm going to see those bolts right there. That one there. That screw there. And there should be one over here somewhere. I think. Oh no, they're just. Oh, there's one up top here. So it's this one here. Then two down here. One there. One there. So I want to tighten the base. That's what I'm focusing on right now. And I'm guessing there's probably another one that's up underneath here, but then sit inside this bowl here. So I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna check the outside ones. I don't necessarily want to tear this thing completely apart. I just want to check the outsides. Hopefully the person that assembled this, had strength enough to tighten these correctly. So we'll see. All right, I gotta sit you down because I need both hands for this. All right, here we go. All right, got the carburetor on. Gonna provide an update. So there it is. It's installed. Still kind of leaks a bit, so I probably just need to tighten it down some. I don't think I tightened it very good. It is definitely not the best carburetor. It does run. Doesn't run great. It runs okay. So let's see. Now, in defense of the carburetor and manufacturer and specs and all that stuff, this is probably not spec'd for this truck, which is fine. That wasn't the reason for getting this on. I just need this thing to be able to move around on its own, so I don't have to be pushing it around. So anyways, I'm trying to get to where, let me get it back up here where I can show you a little closer on this carburetor. I had to, let's see, so I get back here. I don't know if you guys can see that bracket. Oh boy, let's see. You can see it. Oh, you know what? I know how to do this. Let me switch the camera. Okay, there. Here I am. I'm up underneath the engine bay. Let's see. I think I can get it right here where you can see the. So see that bar right there? That bar that's going diagonally. It's got two screws in it. So I had to put that in place because of the angle of the rod, the throttle rod. I guess we'll call it a throttle rod. Come on. The hands don't quite work right. Okay, there's the throttle rod. So see that, so this rod here connects to the throttle linkage here. Oh boy, look at there. You can see it. A lot of things in the way. Anyways, there it is. So I had to get this rod here, and this is the rod I'm talking about, the one that goes right there. That one right there. It's got that screw there, and then those two nuts there. That rod I had to put in place. Drill a couple holes, put in place, because the angle of the throttle shaft of this new carburetor wasn't quite good enough to work on this. So the good news is that was an easy fix. So no big deal, it worked. The adjustment to the carburetor, see the fuel air adjustment, that copper screw right there, that one right there, I had to turn it all the way in. And then the next one, the one next to it, the silver one, looks like the idle adjustment. So the thing runs really rich, but it runs. So I can't really knock the carburetor because it does run. It did fire off as soon as the bowls filled up, so it did start running. Again, like I said, I don't think it. I'm trying to get myself out of here. There we go. You see that? Okay, so turn this over. There's a carburetor. Better look at it. There's that throttle linkage I was talking about. So it works. It functions. The thing starts. I'm right now working on getting the old air breather back on it. Basically, we're just gonna put it on like, let's see, like that. It's got a little set screw there. I'm gonna put that on there. Then we'll set this little 25-cent breather on there. But let me show you that it does run. Let's see if it proves me wrong here. And it is. It's going to prove me wrong. Alright. So yeah, it runs really rich, but it runs. Smokes a little bit. I don't know if you can see that through the camera, but it is smoking. It's running. So at least it can move on its own. I don't have to be pushing it around.